I'm actually going to start this with a quote from Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is one of the most successful investors in history. He is a billionaire. And he was talking to a room of high school students when he said, "I'll give you a car, any car you'd like. You pick it out, and it's yours. But what's the catch? The catch is, this is the only car you'll have for the rest of your life." Now, what would you do with that car if you knew it was the only car you'd have for the rest of your life? You would take care of that car like you would not believe. Now, you aren't only going to get one car, but you are only going to get one body and one mind. And it might feel terrific today, but it has to last you a lifetime. So if we want to get into a place where our health and fitness, our physical, mental, emotional health is essentially guaranteed for success, we need to focus on all four pillars of health. There's sleep, stress, diet, and exercise. And the very first thing you want to do is identify your lead domino. What aspect of your health and fitness, if improved, would improve everything else? So either sleep, stress, diet, or exercise. And we could use diet as an example. If you were to improve your diet, you would have a lot more energy for workouts. You would be able to sleep better because you wouldn't have indigestion, things like that. And if you were to improve your gut health, science has shown, and my clients can attest to this, that you will be able to better handle anxiety and stressful events. So just by focusing on improving your diet, you improve all four pillars of health: sleep, stress, diet, and exercise. So if you would like to improve your diet, and that is your lead domino, there is one thing you want to do that will disproportionately set you up for success forever compared to any other change. So this is really important. I'm going to say it twice just to make sure everyone gets it. There is one thing you want to do, and that is you want to add to your diet and not subtract. You want to add to your diet and not subtract. And there's a psychological reason for this. So it's called the white bear effect. And what the white bear effect is if I tell you, don't think about a white bear. I don't care what you think about, just do not think about a white bear. Don't think about a white, fluffy polar bear. Don't think about that bear that's in those Coca-Cola commercials. Don't think about any white bears. I don't care what you think about, don't think about a white bear. So even though I just explicitly told you, do not think about a white bear, you can't help but think about a white bear. That's right, you can't help but think about a white bear. And that is exactly why our diets fail time and time again. It's because we are trying to work against our psychology versus working with it. And instead, what you want to do is you want to add to your diet. You want to not take that conventional advice where people say things like, you just need to eliminate carbs. I don't care what you eat, just do not eat carbs. No bread, pasta, muffins, pizza, chips. Wow, why do I have all these on the top of my head? I must be hungry. So don't eat any of those though. All those delicious foods, cut those out completely. And what happens when you have a stressful day and you are driving home from work and you have more work to do when you get home, your partner's mad at you for whatever, your kids are driving you crazy, do you think you're gonna reach for that bowl of steamed broccoli, or do you think you're gonna reach for that bag of cookies that's sitting on the counter? You're gonna reach for the cookies, like 100% of the time, because you've been thinking carbs, 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 carbs. Instead, what you wanna do is you want to add nutrient-dense foods that are delicious and you actually look forward to eating. A really good example is fruits. So does anyone in here like eating fruits? You can see a show of hands. Basically everyone. All right, what's a fruit you like?
Oranges.
Oranges, perfect. So let's flip that advice now. Now, instead of me saying eliminate carbs, what if I said, I don't care what you do, just eat an orange before the end of the day. That's all I care about, just eat an orange. We're just play that same scenario. You're driving home from work, still have more work to do, you're still stressed out, your partner's still mad at you, your kids are still driving you crazy. Do you think you're still likely to eat that orange that you think is delicious and you actually look forward to eating? Absolutely. And that's the advantage of adding to your diet versus subtracting. And I say to add fruits, but I want to say that with a caveat because I did have a client who had his weight loss completely stall when he started eating more fruits. So I want to use this story because this is a good learning moment and he gave me permission to share this. His name was Brett, and in the first 3 months of us working together, he lost 41 pounds of body fat, without counting calories, without counting macros, and he knew that I did these public speaking events. So he came to one, and inside of the talk, I said, you should try to eat as many different fruits as you possibly can. So he's like, great, all right, I'll eat more fruits. So for 5 days, he ate more fruits. And in those 5 days, his weight loss completely plateaued. And he came to me and he's just like, Abram, I can't take this anymore. I'm eating fruits every day, just like you said, but I'm not losing weight anymore. And I can't even look at an apple. I'm so sick of eating fruits. And I'm like, all right, well, let's figure it out. What's going on here? And this is what Brett's diet consisted of. Breakfast, he ate fruits. Snack, he ate fruits. Lunch, you could probably guess where this is going. He ate nothing but fruits for lunch. Another snack was more fruits. And then for dinner, he had fruits and meat. For 5 days, he was essentially on a fruit diet. So the reason I want to share this, obviously there's a misunderstanding when I said eat as many as you possibly can. I meant like just a variety, not until you're physically nauseous. But the reason I want to share this is that Brett didn't gain a single pound of body fat being on a fruit diet. And that's because fruits have anti-obesity effects we don't fully understand. And he was eating really often too, 5-6 times a day. Has anyone here heard that you should eat 6 times a day in order to lose weight? So out of the people that have heard that, how many people have ate 6 times a day, saw the results they wanted to see, and have been able to maintain that forever? Let me see a show of hands. Nobody? Yeah, and that's the point. It's something that in theory should work, but in practice is horrible advice, and this is why. So when you eat 6 times a day, you are technically increasing your metabolism because each time you eat, you metabolize food. If you're metabolizing food 6 times a day, your metabolism is increased. But you're also increasing the hormones that make you feel hungry, like you're spiking insulin, and you are also training your body to expect to eat 6 times a day. So if you're someone that feels like you can eat all day, every day as it is, that's because you've trained your body and your hormonal system to want to eat all day, every day. Instead, you want to use a strategy that actually works in real life.